Welcome to the No Name Music Cast. To follow us on Instagram, go to No Name Music Cast Podcast. To send us an email, it's nonamemusiccast@gmail.com. And to visit our website, go to nonamemusiccast.com. Now, on with the show. Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome to the No Name Music Cast. My name's Tim, and this is
Joy.
And it's been a very snowy day here in Virginia. We've my gainful employment has had a snow day, as it did on Friday. And Joy, I believe, went to the store battling snowstorms and stuff.
I work from home, so there are no snow days for me. But this morning at 9 a.m., I was supposed to go. I had an appointment I was supposed to get done within 48 hours. We don't need to get into details. And no, before anybody asks, it's not a drug screen. But with that being said, I, at 9 a.m. this morning, made Charlie get in a car with me because I didn't want to do it by myself and drove. And Tim, you could probably testify to this. 9 to 11 a.m. would have been the worst time to be in this weather. And so drove all the way there, 20 minutes over, make it there, even though everybody in front of me decided, yes, right now is the time to slam on my brakes all the way there. Because, you know, no one wants to use their brain and think about the fact that I can't stop, I'm behind you, and we're on slushy mess. So anyway, get all the way there, get to the door. Guess what the giant sign on the door says, Tim? We're closed.
Oh,
so then I get back in my car and drive all the way back in the slushy mess at 9 a.m. Get home. My porch is like concrete on the side porch that we use because we always come in from the side porch. Mm-hmm. And it's slick as no other. I didn't fall, but have you ever not fell, but you kind of slid and you jerk yourself?
Oh, well, yeah, many times. Yeah, especially with my back being a little bit sus.
And now you know what I've been dealing with all day today. My back has been killing me because of it. Didn't get the appointment done. All I got was cold and a back pain.
Oh, dear.
And tomorrow I have to go on a much longer trip. So I did luck out that the storm is behind us now and it should be clear tomorrow. But
there we are.
That's
in Virginia, it will be 85 degrees and sunny.
Yes. And there's no in between because, of course. All right. So, Tim, did you have some music news you'd like to present?
Yeah, I have two things. Now, firstly, I would like to congratulate listener Phil and Sarah. They are getting married. Phil proposed to Sarah, and we are incredibly happy. Now, I was able to meet them in real life earlier on this year, and I was incredibly pleased to do so. They are fantastic people. Phil is a listener of our podcast, and he's going to hopefully in the new year be submitting some little bits and pieces for the podcast, which would be very, very entertaining. But I wanted to congratulate both of them.
Amazing. And their pictures were really cute today. I was excited when I saw that. And we can testify that Phil is a real person now. So that's good.
Absolutely. I've met him. I've been in the same room as him. I've watched him play music with my own eyes. I've chatted with Sarah at the table, and it was fantastic. I wish I could go to Bumbles more often and socialize with them, to be honest.
For the circumstances you had to go under, Tim, you made the best of it. It sounds like you had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. That was certainly one of the highlights of my trip, was getting to go to the Jam and especially to meet Phil and Sarah. So once again, congratulations to the both of you.
All right. And what else do you have?
Okay. So this sort of towards the end of the year, there's lots of wrapping up. You know, we're wrapping up Wrapped. We're wrapping up YouTube and all kinds of things.
2025.
Yeah, with all the things that we've done throughout the year. So I was very interested to see this article. Now, are you familiar with Touch Tunes jukeboxes?
Yes, I am.
So for those people who don't know, if you go into a diner or a bar or something like that, some kind of establishment, they still have jukeboxes, which blows my mind, because when everybody has every song ever made ever available on their phone, mostly for free, the fact that you would go into an establishment and pay $1 or 50 cents or whatever to play a song on it, it seems like something from an earlier time. But they're still out there, and they must be making money because there's 65,000 of them in the United States.
I think it's mostly a place where people are drinking alcohol, and so that might be contributing to this.
I mean, that is very true. You're not quite as fiscally responsible when you've been drinking, I suppose. But I was interested to see this list. So this is the top songs that are played on touch tune jukeboxes in 2025. Now, I'm going to start with number 6 because the previous 4, I've never heard of any of them. So I haven't really got any context on them. But certainly the top 6 are an eye-opener. Okay.
Okay.
So coming in at number 6 is MGK and Jelly Roll, their song Lonely Road. Now, all I know about Jelly Roll is he seems to show up here, there, and everywhere. I've never heard any of his music, and he's got facial tattoos.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say I don't like Jelly Roll, and I don't care for his music like at all. So maybe I'm not going to be using Touchstone's jukebox anytime soon because that is not up my alley. I actually have active disdain. Like if I'm in a place where something, no offense to you, Jelly Roll, if you listen to our podcast, keep doing you. This is just personal preference. Don't care for his music.
No, I know nothing about him. I've never heard of any of his music. I just know this image. And there was some like football
He's lost
thing.
a bunch of weight now.
Yeah, some football thing where recently I saw some headline and he was performing. But again, nothing that interests me whatsoever.
All right, what's the next song?
Okay, number 5. You'll like this, Joy. Creed with Higher.
Ugh. If I have to hear a Creed song, at least it's that one. I mean, once again, these jukeboxes were not designed for my music preference.
No, but again, these jukeboxes probably have every song ever in them. And the number 4 is Creed's Higher.
That's true. Well, but to be fair with you, I think some of this plays into like a place I can actively remember. Probably the last time I remember seeing people using a jukebox, Tim, was at a bowling alley. And for some reason, Jelly Roll and Creed feel exactly like what I hear people who go to a bowling alley regularly want to listen to. It just fits, something there works.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I think the last time I saw a jukebox being operated was in the Waffle House in Christiansburg, which is now nothing. It got turned into a music venue, then it got leveled, and now it's just an empty lot. And yes, I think the people who were in the Waffle House at 1 a.m. after a Whiskey River gig are the people who want to listen to Jelly Roll and Creed.
I think there is one in the McAdoo's in Bradford. And there might be one in the McAdoo's in Christiansburg, Tim. But it's like all the way back in the corners. I don't think people are actively using it that much.
No, I say maybe it's a thing as the evening wears on and the drinking happens. Maybe that's when the jukebox comes out. I don't know.
Cheers to you, I guess. All right. Is there any other songs on there you want to
there's
speak
a
of?
few more on this list. So the next one is Van Morrison's Brown-Eyed Girl. That's coming in at number 3. I mean,
that's not surprising. I love that song.
I mean,
though.
I'd be happy to never hear that song ever again. I've played it in so many bands.
It is a staple if you were in South. Well, I don't even know if it's just Southwest Virginia, maybe universally, but it is a staple that you will hear at any event. Kind of right between maybe some Van Morrison and like, CCR or something. So, yeah, I'm at other Van Morrison songs, but you know what I mean? Like, it's always kind of like creeps in there, or Tim's favorite Wagon Wheel coming in there hot at the end as well.
Yeah. Funny enough, Wagon Wheel isn't on this list, but Brown Eyed Girl is.
I love Brown Eyed Girl, though. I will say it is a guilty pleasure of mine. Whatever. I'm a sucker for that one, okay?
All right, the next one. This is a song which I've covered personally. I made a corporate video for this song. This is Nickelback's Rockstar.
I don't ever want to go anywhere near these jukeboxes if my life depends on it. This is like if I had to put together if I imagined what a playlist in hell for me would be, this would be it. Subtract Brown Eyed Girl. Even then, I have heard it a lot. Like that is everything on this playlist is absolutely what I never want to hear. Sorry, jukebox listeners. No, thank you. Really? You go to a jukebox and you see all these songs, every song, and you're like, I'm going to go past Elton John. I'm gonna go past Michael Jackson. I'm gonna go past Whitney Houston, and I'm gonna pick Nickelback. Who are these people?
I mean, it's a great song, probably.
Okay. You say so, Tim. What's next?
Okay. The penultimate song, the number 2 on this list, most played of 2025 on these touch tone jukeboxes. This is incredibly surprising. This is Queen, but Fat Bottom Girls.
It is, but it isn't, because think about the kind of rock, I don't know, like it fits like kind of the vibe of playing at a bowling alley too, though.
Yeah, I suppose.
It does. I love the song. This is one of the songs on the list that I actively listen to. But if I were going to pick a Queen song that I think that would be playing at like a bowling alley, Fat Bottom Girls makes sense.
Yeah, and for those music fans in the audience, this song is in drop D tuning.
Good to know. Well, Tim, is there a number 1 then?
There is a number 1. Okay, and again, a little surprising, though. The criteria you've laid out for the clientele who are paying for this music on this jukebox, I suppose it connects. Yeah. So this is Leonard Skinner. Now, you would think it's that song, the song of which we never speak. But no, it's not that song. So over 65,000 jukeboxes across the entire United States in 2025, this is the most played song, and it's Simple Man.
That still doesn't surprise me, because that song is weirdly, actually, you've probably played it in bands, haven't you, Tim? It's pretty
absolutely
popular in Southwest Virginia. I mean, obviously, at least it wasn't Freebird, you know. No. It wasn't Sweet Home Alabama. I mean, if you're gonna have to pick something, I like Simple Man a little bit, but I will say I got burnt out of it because I had an old roommate who used to play Rock Band all the time. And when he would play Rock Band, this was one of the songs he liked to play on repeat over and over and over. And you can only hear, "Make me a simple kind of man," so many times, Tim. Do you guys like my rendition of it? That's exactly how it sounds, obviously. Be something you love and understand. That. You can only hear it so many times, Tim.
Yeah, we used to play it in Flager Hill until at one point the people in charge of that band, who wasn't me, decided it wasn't to be played anymore. Then we stopped playing it. I mean, I have no idea.
I mean, to be fair with you, I probably would have deemed that we don't play it anymore. It's also one of those songs that, for whatever reason, everybody in Southwest Virginia with a decent register thinks they can sing, and it never quite comes out the way they think it does.
Yeah, and also it's C, E minor, and G, I think, are the only chords in it.
Yeah, it just repeats itself over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that rhythm I just gave and made fun of is the whole song. That's why I got so burnt out of it, because it's like he's singing the same thing 37 times in a row. I don't even know what he means. I mean, I guess if I got to an analogy of what it means to be a simple man, be something you love and understand, I think I kind of get it, but at the same time, it feels very vapid.
There we are. I don't know if Mr. Van Zandt was thinking of deep meanings when he wrote this song, but but he should be happy years later. The users of touch tune jukeboxes are picking his song.
I would also like to know the age range of people who are actively using these touch-tone jukeboxes.
Sadly, the article doesn't have any demographics, but if I had to guess, people in their 20s and 30s, if I had to guess.
I would say 30s based off of I feel 30s vibes. Yeah. But you never know.
And the classic, I mean, as you go earlier on in the list, there's more contemporary stuff I've never heard of, as I said. But the songs that are popular are ones that they play on those classic rock radio stations over and over and over again. So that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
And there's probably a handful of people out there who only think Lynyrd Skynyrd has 3 songs. So,
Well, as we've said before, if you listen to US rock radio, any act is distilled down to 1 song at best, or 2.
At least it wasn't Swamp Man. That one's terrible, too. All right. Was that the end of your music news, Tim?
That is the end of my music news.
All right. Well, we're going to get into something. I have a little bit of music news. This is just something I came across that was interesting. So there was did you ever hear about, there was a Lost Blues Brothers tape that was found in a suitcase, Tim?
No, I haven't heard of
The
that.
story. So it happened a while ago, but Judy, which is the son of Belushi, or son, no, not son, daughter. She recently found 13 unreleased songs. They were found in an actual, I think it was a suitcase, to be honest with you. But anyway, they found this and they're releasing the album now. And
Oh,
what's cool is while they're releasing the album, they also are releasing a graphic novel that she did. Oh, I guess it's not his daughter. I guess it's his widow. My bad, everybody. Sorry.
okay.
Don't come for me, internet. I thought it was his daughter. But with that being said, she did a they did a whole graphic novel that's coming out, and so they're doing a pre-order now, so you can get the graphic novel and the 13 unreleased songs. Now, what's cool about the 13 unreleased songs is it has, obviously you've got Jake and Elwood, Belushi and Aykroyd, and then the original band members. And for those who don't know these, they started out on Saturday Night Live. I don't know how many people know the history of the Blues Brothers, but originally in the 70s they were on Saturday Night Live. So some of the people that were backing them were, members. You got Booker T, the MJs, the Bar Ks, Howling Hoofs Band, and then of course Woofs Band, and then Saturday Night Live, which at the time included Steve Cropper, Tim's Donald Duck Dunn, Matt Murphy, and then Paul Schaefer. And so they're playing backup on a lot of these songs. So it's called The Briefcase Full of Blues, ironically.
Oh.
And they did release the soundtrack. So on side A, you're going to get Welcome, Flip Flop Fly, Hey Bartender, Messing with the Kid. I think some of these that have made it out before the album, this is just like the official album as it got pushed out. Messing with the Kid, I've Got Nothing I Need. I Got Everything I Need, Rubber Biscuits, Shotgun Blues, I Don't Know Me, Groove Me, Excuse-moi, ma chérie, Soul Man, and then B-Movie Boxcar Blues and Green Onion. So this is coming out in January, and there's 3 different tiers you can get, and one's got Sign This and a t-shirt. You know how they do these things now. But yeah, and if you don't know, originally the Blues Brothers were a 1976 Saturday Night sketch. They performed I'm a King Bee and Bee outfits. Belushi and Aykroyd developed it further, which is where you get the suits and the sunglasses that they debuted in 1978. And then, of course, in the 80s, we have the movie. So there you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that the Blues Brothers still have relevance in 2025. The other interesting thing is, I think in the UK, people obviously know the Blues Brothers, but if you ask the average person who's seen the Blues Brothers or enjoys the Blues Brothers, they would not be able to tell you it came from an SNL skit, because Saturday Night Live is not a thing in the UK. It certainly wasn't when I was growing up. I mean, now with multi-channel television stuff, people are more aware and know what things are. But certainly a lot of that stuff like Wayne's World, Blues Brothers, Coneheads, nobody knew that came from Saturday Night Live. It just came out of nowhere.
And that's where we got that one episode where I looked shocked because I was making a Night at the Roxbury, them doing their head bobbing, and Tim looked at me like I was losing my mind because he didn't get the SNL reference, and I was like, never mind. And then it dawned on me. But I do think you've watched quite a few SNL skits now, though, Tim, because you're pretty referenced on it. But
I mean, I've seen a few, and people mention things, and I might look it up. And the famous one with Don't Fear the Reaper with the cowbell and all that stuff.
of course. Now, the graphic novel picks up 10 years after the events of the 1980 movie. Jake disappears from prison under mysterious circumstances, and the whole joke is, did he break out or was he kidnapped? And a new group of people attempt to find him. Once again, the Blues Brothers end up in jail and somehow get out of jail, and then they're doing something where people are looking for them. Shocker.
There we go.
Seems to be very on brand. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, we kind of hit my demographics last week. Ironically, my demographic for Spotify Wrapped is people in their 70s, apparently. I have the oldest. I talked to 3, 4, 5 people on Saturday. People who are well in their 60s and 70s, and they didn't even get the same age I did. So I have very mixed feelings about this. I did to give you guys a hint. My first song was I Don't Feel Like Dancing, the Scissor Sisters. That was my very first song and the most listened song, which I don't know any 76-year-old who's listened to the Scissor Sisters, but whatever. With that being said, I brought up my top songs. I'm not going to go through everything. My my most listened was classic rock, probably not a shock to anybody, followed by kind of like pop and things of that nature. Now, I do have 100 songs here, as they give you, and I'm just going to let Tim give a number, or we're going to see what's on here. If for some reason I don't think Tim will have any reference point for this song, I might kick it to the song above or below it. But we'll keep that on the quiet. All right, Tim, you got 1 through 10. Hit me with it.
Go through 1 through 10 or 1 through 100?
1 through 100. Exactly what I just said to him. 1 through 100.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the number 98.
All right. Scroll, scroll, scroll. And we have... When Doves Cry, Prince.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a very interesting song because it doesn't have any bass on it. It has no bass guitar, no synth bass. Apparently it was recorded with a bass originally, but he didn't like how it sounded, so he took the bass off, and that's the track that you have.
It's weird to me because we talked about this, when you see these songs on here, you're like, that's really, because usually for me, for Prince, I tend to like, Raspberry Beret or some of his popular kind of up-tempo music, but apparently in 2025 I was really interested in When Doves Cry. It looks like I listened to the Purple Rain album a lot, is what it was.
Okay. I mean, the whole of the Purple Rain album is really solid. It really, really is. I think it's maybe my favorite Prince album outside the Best of Prince.
I think it is my favorite, and the reason why I feel like this is on here is because my favorite Prince song of all time is Let's Go Crazy, and that's the first song on Purple Rain, so I started there and then it just plays through. Now, why I don't know how I ended up with When Doves Cry, but take it.
I don't know. Sign of the Times is also very solid. I really like Sign of the Times. It's a double album, and the title track of that is really, really good. But yeah, I would probably say my favorite is the Purple Rain soundtrack. And funnily enough, a film I've never seen.
I've seen it, but I don't remember it. It didn't register with me in any way. I do love Kiss. I love Raspberry Beret. I mean, I love all those songs. To be honest with you, he's one of those people that he really can't do any wrong. Little Red Corvette, I Would Die for You. I could be here all day when I talk about Prince. But it's just interesting to me that of all the Prince songs to end up on my list, it's When Doves Cry.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
All right, give me another number, Tim.
Okay, it'll be my age, big reveal, 51.
All right, 51. Here we go. Oh, this won't surprise anyone. It's Freedom 90, George Michael.
Okay, yeah, this is good. I remember this was a reissue of that track.
It
hence
is.
Freedom 90. I remember having this on the Ladies and Gentlemen best of 2 CD set. And I think my mum actually had it, and I made a copy of it if I seem to remember. But yeah, this was around the time of sort of when George Michael was probably the biggest pop star in the world.
I love that. And I listened to that Listen Without Prejudice, the volume 1, the remastered one, Tim. I've listened to that album probably a million times. I love Freedom 90. I just love all things George Michael. And he did start something that I absolutely adore, even though it had to be ruined by a person. He started carpool karaoke. He was the first carpool karaoke person, kind of.
We've spoken about our disdain for the host of carpool karaoke. And as I said, there may be some great ones out there, but I just can't watch it.
I just like it because I like the concept of it, but if somebody else could pick it up and do it, I'd be perfectly fine with that. Speaking of that, that person, is he back in England now? I think he went back to England.
I have absolutely no idea.
I know.
I think the British people didn't want him and the Americans didn't want him too, so I don't know where he went.
That's what I was going to say. I saw a live when it said he was talking about moving back to England from LA, and all the British people were like, we don't want him, keep him. And we were like, nah, he's yours.
Like I said, if you want a chuckle, go on the internet and look up the James Corden Ask Me Anything debacle. It went off the rails incredibly quickly.
It did. It did. Sometimes you have to know yourself and know what you should or shouldn't do. He kind of set himself up for that one, Tim. Do you know what I mean? If you know you're not necessarily a great person and there could be questions that could, in theory, make you look really bad, maybe don't play this game. I'm just saying. Am I wrong?
No, but I mean, people were calling him a word that's popular in the UK and very offensive in the US continually, and it went off the rails from there.
Anyway, so with that being said, we've gotten through 51 and 98. What's our next song, Tim?
Okay, let's go with 22.
22. That's a Taylor Swift song. Not on my list, but I think 22 is, there's a song that she does that's called 22. Oh, this is not a shocker to anyone. It may be my favorite song from this artist, though this is a hard one artist for me to pick. Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, Elton John.
Yeah, it's a great song. A song I used to play in Rough Justice. When I joined Rough Justice in 1995, that was in the set, and it continued in the set for many years. And when we had a break in Rough Justice and some of the members changed, and the sort of the rebirth of Rough Justice in the early 2000s, that didn't make it into the set. Your Freebirds and your Sweet Charles and your Highway to Hell's did, but Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting never made it. But I have some great recordings of Rough Justice performing Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting.
It's just such a good song, and it has that great riff at the beginning. Now, I will say, The Bee Is Back might be my favorite Elton John song. I've put that on the spot, which matches Saturday Night. Apparently, I just like Elton John when he's at his most aggressive. That's top tier Elton John for me when he's at his most aggressive. I do remember though, when I saw him live a few years back, when this riff started, like the audience just goes crazy because it's just so perfect. And of course, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road is just an amazing album.
Absolutely. From top to tail. It's a long album, and a lot of the songs segue one into the other. But yeah, it's fantastic. The best thing about that album, the song Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, was a song written by Bernie Taupin saying that he was completely through with Elton John and was sick of his nonsense. And he just wanted to get out of this world. And then he wrote that song, and Elton wrote the music for it. And it was a huge hit. It's so funny.
That's what his whole last concert tour, when he was leaving, his final tour of the United States that I saw him at. It was called the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road Tour. They were selling all the merch. Like, it all came full circle.
There we are. Are you familiar with the Elton John and the Dirty Oven shame?
No.
So I follow Elton John on Instagram, as you should. I also follow his husband, David Furnish, but he just posts normal stuff and does charity work. Elton's feed is a lot more interesting, it's fair to say. Anyhow, he did some Christmas or Thanksgiving thing in his kitchen in Windsor, where he lives. He has a very nice house, very nice ovens, all this sort of stuff. Him and David were celebrating. It was fantastic.
I'm sure plenty of money has went into that house.
Yeah. But when he opened the oven and it had a turkey or a ham or a whatever in it, the internet lit up and said, Elton, the inside of your oven is disgusting.
You can afford someone to clean that regularly.
And he has two ovens. He has one by each side. But anyhow, he put a video up today about he'd been shamed for his dirty oven. He said, my house is so clean. How could I have a dirty oven? But he's like, I tell you what, I'm going to clean it anyway. And he goes into the kitchen and he's got the kitchen cleaner and he's cleaning the inside of his oven.
You're sitting there going, why didn't you just pay someone to do that?
He probably does. I mean, it probably a reflection of the light or something, but I like the fact he's responding to this.
I love that. That makes it even funnier because there's nothing worse. And I'm sure his oven was probably like a $30,000 nice fancy oven too.
Sure.
I would imagine. Tim's like, I don't know how much ovens cost.
He's cleaning it and he's going, this is the cleanest oven in Windsor, let me tell you.
He's so petty. That's funny though. I wonder if it was just the lighting or if it was just like he had been using it cooking all day.
I have no idea. I didn't really see the first video, but I read the comments of the second one and it was funny.
Anyway, now I'm going to have to go down the Elton John dirty oven brigade. All right, Tim, give me another number.
Okay. Let's have a look. One Little Duck, number 2.
2. Na, 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 na. Don't Bring Me Down, Electric Light Orchestra.
Pray silence, please, for the Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah, that's that over Mr. Blue Sky or
100%. 100%. Don't Bring Me Down is my top tier favorite. I mean, I do like Last Train to London too. That's one that plays pretty often on my. Actually, I like a lot of ELO. but don't bring me down for some reason. There's just something about like the chords, the way it sounds, the way it progresses. It's top tier. And I'm not the only person because, it's got over like 5 million listens on the Spotify. So
Yeah, I also like Diary of Horace Wimp as well. That's a good track.
that is a good one. On the Run's another one. Actually, they just have a lot of good music. And it's one of those bands that I like generally forget about. And then I'm like, oh, let me listen to them again. You know what I mean, Tim? Like, I
Yeah.
don't think about them very often. But then once I get on like a hook, I want to listen to it all. Now, they are a band that has a very large, the Discovery album is the one that this is on, which is supposed to songs me and Tim were just referencing. But they're a band that has a cult following. Like, there are people who are diehard Electric Light Orchestra fans.
Yeah, and they had a renaissance. They became famous again out of nowhere. They were a thing in the 70s. They
It was the
evaporated.
Mr. Blue Sky.
And then all of a sudden, in the mid 2000s or 2010s or something, they became like a huge band that could sell out Wembley Stadium. I don't know how that happened. I really don't.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was
The,
that it?
the Mr. Blue Sky was on the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, and it's like the opening whenever the main guy comes, like the main superhero or whatever. It was like used in the trailer as well, I think.
I have no
There you
idea. I have no knowledge of Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know what is it.
The movie that has like you've seen the soundtrack. They have like that really good Rubber Band Man's on there. That one.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the name. I've seen the
Oh,
soundtrack.
you're asking what the movie is about.
What is it? What is it about?
It's about a bunch of superheroes who are guardians of the galaxy, literally. And the main guy's name is Star-Lord, and he really likes music. And like the opening track is like him coming in with like his headphones on, and he's got like I think it's like a Walkman from back in the day, and like I want to say it's Rubber Band Man, but Mr. Blue Sky plays in either like one of the big fight scenes, and it was definitely in the trailer. So I think that's probably why. I would say that might be why it had a renaissance, or, people got back into it, the renaissance of it. But also, another good song we didn't think about was Living Thing. That's another good song from them.
Yeah. Lots of great music. Absolutely great music.
But if I had to guess, I would say that's why it got popular again. Maybe there's another movie out there, but I want to say it's one of the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks.
Ah, there we are. I know the other thing I know about Guardians of the Galaxy is that there's some David Hasselhoff involvement.
Is there?
I think one of his songs is on one of those soundtracks.
Might be on the second one because I only have the album for the first one. I don't remember hearing it, but it's very possible because it's got wide variety of music, I think. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Well, David Hasselhoff is omnipresent, let me tell you.
Obviously. I remember sitting at when I watched the first Guardians of the Galaxy, I watched it in theaters. Mm-hmm. And the opening with Rubber Band Man was pretty cool because I didn't know. I know a little bit about the storyline, but I didn't know that the main character, who was one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, is like really big into music, and that's kind of like the ongoing thing. So I wasn't expecting it to open up with Rubber Band Man, and it was pretty cool. But I sit there and was sitting there looking around thinking, I wonder how many people in the audience don't even know this song.
Probably nobody.
But I mean, it's not that obscure, but like it was a very young audience. Do you know what I mean, Tim? So I was like, I don't know if they would even know this song.
There we
But
go.
anyway, I did. All right, give me another number.
Okay, let's go with 77.
70. Tim's really picking the double digits on this one. Let's see here. I don't think Tim's gonna know that song, so we're gonna go to 76. 77 is Timber by Pitbull and Kesha, and I have a feeling that's not gonna ring a bell with Tim.
No, I have no idea.
Now I do know he knows this musical, but I don't know how well you know the soundtrack. You know the musical Red, right, Tim?
Yeah.
My number 76 is not in the musical that's on Broadway, but it was done for the movie. It's the song Santa Fe. Have you ever heard this song, Tim?
No, I know that song. It goes on about 125,200 something. However, I know that song.
525,600 minutes. That's the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's my numbers were incorrect, but you know where I was going with that.
Well, that's the number of. The whole song is about that's the number of minutes in a year. in daylight, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, and inches, and miles, and laugh. That's the whole song.
Okay, well, I didn't know that, but I knew I have heard the song, Joy. I've heard the song.
Well, I knew you knew the musical Rent. Now, I love Rent. Rent is amazing. Even if you've never watched it, I highly, highly suggest the soundtrack because it's just really good. But this song specifically, always, I love it. It's got like this kind of cool guitar riff right at the beginning, and it's him singing about basically opening up a restaurant in Santa Fe and running away from his life.
Okay.
But it's my go-to, which is ironic because it's not even in the Broadway version. It was only added for the musical version on TV.
Okay.
So some
The expanded edition, if you will.
diehard Rit fans would probably hate that this was my favorite one, is what I'm saying. It would be controversial, to be honest with you. But you know what? I'm allowed to like what I like.
Exactly. That's what you do. You like what you like, and you don't have to apologize for it.
All right, Tim. Now that we've gotten through the diehard Rent fans being mad at me, what's the next number?
All right, let's have 37.
37. Okay. It's Britney Spears. Give me more. Which is weird because this is when Britney Spears kind of fell out of like, it's later Britney Spears. It's from the Blackout album. I don't know if you would know this, Tim. And it's when she dyed her hair black, Blackout album. So, she had to dye her hair black, of course. Piece of Me is also on here. This is a later Britney Spears album. It's shocking to me that I listened to this song this many times. I mean, it is the single from the album, but of all the Britney Spears songs, it goes back to what you said. It's weird when it tells you what songs you listen to the most and they're not what you think they would be.
So the question I have for you is, when you're listening to this stuff on Spotify, are you actually going directly to that song? Are you playing a playlist that you created, or are you playing a playlist that someone else created?
Depends on the day. I do a little bit of all of the above. Which do? You probably go directly to the album.
Well, most of the time I listen to Spotify as a playlist I've created for listening at work. Now, one thing you have to consider with Spotify is that if you have it on shuffle, which I'm sure you probably would do too, it's not real shuffle. It's a weighted shuffle. And what they do is they pick out the songs that they think you're going to like, and the songs that get the most play get bumped to the top. So sometimes if you have a playlist and that's the only Britney Spears song, it might bump that to the top because that's a popular artist.
That's what I'm thinking, is I love Britney Spears, so it comes up on my playlist a lot, and this is one of her over 1 million, like literally almost 2 million people have listened to this track, and it's a single from the album, so they're probably pushing it through. It just depends. I go through my own playlist, I go through other playlists. Sometimes I think of a song, I'm like, I want to hear CCR right now, and go find it. It varies for me. I don't really have a rhyme or a reason. And I am guilty of listening at work, and when I'm doing stuff, I zone out of what's actually playing in the background, so music probably playing that I'm not even paying attention to at some point.
Yeah, I have to have music playing at work. There's a deathly silence in my office otherwise, and I can't be doing with that.
It depends on the day for me and what I'm doing. There's certain things I need like complete silence, like if I'm like QAing like money stuff or different things. But generally, I need music play. So
yeah, I most definitely have to have that. And, in the car and all kinds of stuff. Though I have been listening to more audiobooks on Spotify recently because, you get 15 hours a month. So I try and use my 15 hours. So my commute home has been 20 minutes of audiobook listening.
I picked an audiobook out for my trip tomorrow because sometimes like when I'm going for like long trips, I like an audiobook or a podcast more than music, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going on a trip, I will make a playlist, and that playlist will be a mixture of music and podcasts. Highly curated.
It depends on my mood. And sometimes, I don't know, I go through different phases, but I picked a book for tomorrow, a very long book that I'm very interested. It's actually a biography. Another one of Cher. Shocker to anyone who listens to this podcast.
You'll be fully versed, ready to do a Cher episode again.
I will. But anyway, all right. What's our next song, Tim?
Okay, let's have 68.
68. Ba-da-ba-ba. I don't know if you'll definitely know this band, but this is a more modern song, but I would suggest you listen to it. So it's Dropkick Murphys, which I know you know that band, but they have a new song that they just came out with. It's a new album. It's Who Will Stand With Us. Did you see that anywhere, Tim? There's a lot of people sharing it on Facebook and stuff.
No, it's something that hasn't really come into my world.
So, for lack of a better way of saying this, or trying to keep this podcast very light, it's very dominant of the times right now. And it's a very good song. It's beautiful. It's great. It's just talking about who will stand with the people. And their whole album is Who Will Stand With Us. And Dropkick Murphys have been very big of the people, kind of like that's their brand, right? We are the laborers, we are of the people. And so this song has become one of my favorite songs ever, actually. Now, I don't know how much you do you listen to Dropkick Murphys? I mean, I know you know who they are. I'm not sure if you're going out of the way.
No, it's not really anything much I listen to. I think I've seen a video of them on the internet being very passionate about things that are important to them. So yes, it doesn't surprise me what you're saying about that new song. That makes sense.
It is. And I mean, everybody knows I'm shipping up to Boston. Hey, oh, that's like their go-to, like premiere track, of course. And then Rose Tattoo is also pretty popular. The rest of it, to be honest with you, I would say they were, back in the day, I'd give them like 3-hit wonders. But they do have I guess, a cult classic kind of following, just strictly out of the fact that they're giving into that kind of Irish, you might get punched in the crowd type situation. Them and Flogging Molly, run hand in hand with that. So that's probably why people like them. Good bar music.
Yes, absolutely. Something that you would have heard in the Red Line in Twickenham in its heyday.
Yes, exactly. Tim, have you ever been in a mosh pit? Like a full mosh pit?
Yeah, at the Levelers at a gig in Brighton. I was somewhere near the front. I was with people who were super into the Levelers. And it started to get very rowdy. And it was only a small venue, but it got very, very rowdy. And I said to the people I was with, you're enjoying this. I really can't be doing with this. I'm just going to wait at the back. I've been in one, but I always leave because I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want to do this, really. To be honest with you, it's not fun to me. No, my preference is not to have physical injuries.
I told you about the time. So when Charlie got in a mosh pit and then ended up crowd surfing and someone stole his shoes and threw them, he had to wait for the crowd to disperse to find his shoes. So, and that was, I think he said he was like 17 when that happened. Good old Warped Tour.
Yeah, I know. See, Warped Tour didn't come to England, so it's nothing that I'm familiar with. Though I'm aware of it now.
It was very much so an late 90s, early 2000s. If you're into pop punk or just kind of like that, like music that was playing on Fuse if you were in America type thing. I don't know how to explain it. I was into it for a long time. I've only been to one Warped Tour. Now I will say I know at least 2 people who got heat stroke at Warped Tours. So they weren't always very well put together. Let's just say that.
I understand the collective experience, but my preference would not to be to get involved in that. But maybe that's 51-year-old me saying that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was because they were always in the summer and they were like always in like a parking lot. You know what I mean? So the heat was just pounding on you all day. Multiple bands playing simultaneously. You had to wait in lines 75,000 minutes just to get to the bathroom type situations.
Yeah, I can't be doing that. Wasn't Katy Perry involved with the Warped Tour at the beginning of her career?
Yes, she performed. I didn't see her. Molly saw her, but she was definitely probably like 2005, 2006, I would say Katy Perry.
Yeah.
I know she was there.
At the very beginning. And look at her now. 1 minute, she's playing the Warped Tour. Now, she's going out with the Prime Minister of Canada.
What?
How did this happen?
It's so weird. Her and good old Justin Trudeau over there.
I know. They posted, or she posted a picture on Instagram. I think it was over the weekend of them two together. And I heard this thing like kids say now. When you're official with a new partner, you put it on Instagram and it's a hard launch.
Yes.
But
so
this picture was deemed a soft launch because it was a picture together, but it didn't mention it.
Well, didn't she just break up with, was it Orlando Bloom? She was saying before. Like it's only been like 5 minutes. How do you go from Orlando Bloom to Justin Trudeau? Like what happened when she went in that aircraft to space for 30 seconds, Tim?
I don't know. I do know that she either likes British men or Canadian men. That's her preference.
Apparently. I mean, that seems very on brand.
I mean, she was married to Russell Crowe for 5 minutes, and I get the impression he's not a nice man.
Isn't it Russell Brand, not Russell Crowe?
Was it? Oh, Russell Brand. Who's Russell Crowe?
I don't know who Russell Crowe is. Is that a person?
Maybe.
Who's Russell Crowe?
Brand, that man, unpleasant man called Russell.
Oh, Russell Crowe is a New Zealand actor.
Not him.
No, not him. This man looks like he could be her father.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, it was Russell. It was Russell Brand, but yeah, it always struck me as being very unpleasant.
He's weird. A little bit of conspiracy. I mean, if you ever hear him speak, there's a lot to unpack. I'm just gonna say
yeah,
it.
I couldn't be doing with that.
All right, so give me another number, Tim.
Okay, let's have a look. Sorry, but I'm keeping track, Joy, because we don't want duplicates.
I know, I'm writing them down as we go.
Okay, let's go for 18.
18. Oh, Born This Way, Lady Gaga.
Ah, there we go. A song that you made me listen to on the Lady Gaga episode that we did a few episodes back. Now, as I said, I'm familiar now with the works of Lady Gaga. I've listened to the works of Lady Gaga. I have nothing against her. I'm not a hater. But everything I know about her and had people tell me how great she is and she's this musical genius and all this kind of stuff, what I heard was mediocre pop.
I'll keep my thoughts to myself. But with that being said, I'm surprised Born This Way was on here, but I love that album. And it's like the top single. So you're probably on to something. They keep recommending it to me on like Spotify because that's the song everybody knows from her. Now Lady Gaga was like my third, I think on the top 5 or whatever, Lady Gaga was number 3. And you know how like they have like somebody do like they have somebody talk to you at the end, Tim, and it's like an artist saying, "Hi, thanks for being part." It was Lady Gaga.
I got that, but it was mostly hosts from NPR podcasts.
That's so on brand. I got Lady Gaga saying, "Thanks for being part of my crew," and I was in like the top, 5% listeners of the world of Lady Gaga or something.
The interesting thing is they get the artist to do that when they're paying the artist next to nothing. That's the interesting thing about that. I did have one from Joe Bonamassa thanking me for listening stuff on Spotify in the Try Before You Buy program. He said, "I hope you have been enjoying the free samples." That's what he said.
What? Anyway, I don't even remember what Lady Gaga said. I just kind of clicked through it and moved on with my life. But what's funny is, so I looked up the history of Spotify Wrapped. Now, I'm going to give a full disclosure. We'll talk about this in a later episode. I am no longer using Spotify for personal preference. Have moved to a new music, but we don't need to get into that. It starts with a Q. I don't even know how to say it.
Who have you moved to?
It's something with a Q. I don't know how to say it. I think that's what it is.
Let me tell you something about that platform.
Yes,
I will tell you. You probably will not be happy with that platform, and you will end up going to one of the other music streaming platforms. But carry on.
Okay. Well, that's where I'm at right now, but I've only used it a few times, so Tim could be onto something. With that being said, I am still have Spotify on my computer so I can look at my Wrapped because important things. Now, I did do some research, so I don't know if you've heard this story, and you cannot confirm or deny it, but I thought it was interesting. Apparently, Spotify Wrapped started in like 2015-ish, and then in like 2019, there was an intern at Spotify, a female intern, young African-American woman, who came up with the idea of making it where you could like share it on Instagram, like in these little things, and she claimed she never got credit for it, and became one of their highest grossing things they ever did.
Yeah, I mean, that's not good. But at the same time, if you work for a company,
you're an intern at a company.
Yeah, and you're an intern, your creative work is owned by the company that employs you.
Yeah, it's just like her claim to fame now. She was the one who said that we should make it shareable. So and it worked, right? Because like 2019 is about when everybody started putting it on
Hmm.
their Instagram stories. So like she wasn't wrong. It was a smart. If she was the one who come up with it, which I cannot confirm or deny, it's all hearsay. And of course, Spotify's not going to tell you that. They're gonna be like, no, we figured it out on our own, whether they did or they didn't. But and so it was just interesting. If you go look that up, her whole story is that she was an intern. She brought it to somebody. They turned her down and said it wouldn't work, and then they did it anyway.
There we go.
There you go. Can't confirm or deny, but I did go down that rabbit hole and thought it was interesting.
There we are. Well, I would like to
All
make a
right.
recommendation to you, Joy. When you
What's that?
decide that Q-Bus annoys you and it doesn't work right,
Okay.
you personally are probably better off using YouTube Music because you have a YouTube
I
premium
know.
subscription. And do you have the family thing or do you just have one
I have the
subscription?
family thing because I give it. I one year, whenever I gave a bunch of my nieces and nephews Google Homes, I've been keeping paying for them to have free service on theirs.
Okay, so Charlie's got it, you've got it, both as, and you're all premium people. Use
Yeah,
YouTube Music because it comes free on it. You haven't got to pay for anything else, and it will
that's what
time.
Charlie listens to his stuff on.
Yeah, and you will be much happier. That Q-Bus thing, I looked into it. The interface is clunky. It's mostly designed for lossless listening, and it's missing
Got
a
it.
lot of tracks that you want. So you will not be happy with that.
Well, I'll go down the rabbit hole, but yeah, YouTube Music is already on my phone. It's my backup. And like I said, when I want to hear just one specific song, a lot of times I default to YouTube anyway. Like my brain just says, oh, I want to hear Billy Joel, whatever. And then I just go click it. So it makes sense. But yeah, so that's what I'm using at the moment is Qbus. But I've only designed one playlist on there and haven't really been down the rabbit hole. Um, Now with that being said, I would be curious to know. I mean, I wonder if we were talking about the Spotify, the girl who designed it, maybe she thought of something that they were already kind of thinking of and their things fell in line. Do you know what I mean, Tim? Because it's not that weird to come up with the concept of sharing this on social media and making it where you talk to people about it.
No, absolutely not. It's nothing that's completely out of the ordinary at all. But as I said, especially if you're an intern, it's
Intellectual
different.
property.
Yeah, and plus you're working working for a company in any capacity as a creative person, your creative output generally is owned by the company you work for.
I think the frustration from her came from the fact that they acted like it wasn't a good idea and then they did it. It was one of their most popular things they've ever done. That would probably annoy me. But anyway. All right, Tim, give me another number.
Where are we? We haven't had any of these yet. 42.
42. Oh, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder, the musical genius of Stinky Stevie Wonder. Let me tell you, Stevie Wonder's hygiene is never in question.
I didn't even know it was supposed to be. Signed, Sealed, Delivered is probably my favorite Stevie Wonder album. Classic 1970s. Of course, the number one track that everybody knows from it would be Signed, Sealed, Delivered. So I'm sure that's why it's being thrown at me. But I mean, I love Never Had a Dream Come True. Something to Say, Anything You Want Me to, Don't Worry Why. All of the songs on that album are just fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know, I really like his cover of the Beatles' We Can Work It Out. That is so
Yes.
good.
It is. And he was, I actually like some of his Christmas music too. It's weird. I don't like a lot of Christmas music, but I like some of the Stevie Wonder, like what Christmas means to you kind of stuff.
Yeah, in fact, in our Christmas selection, which we've been enjoying recently, though it's fair to say I've probably listened to Waitresses more than any of the other tracks. Sometimes
Same.
the Stevie Wonder songs come on, and they are generally pretty good.
I just clicked into my Stevie Wonder, like songs on here. I've like 27 songs from Stevie Wonder.
That doesn't surprise me.
That might be why they think I'm 76 years old. All right. What's the next song, Tim?
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
85.
Oh, that sounds kind of embarrassing. It's I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas.
Well, I don't dislike this song. I will say, weirdly, my favorite Black Eyed Peas song is Boom Boom Pow.
I love Boom Boom Pow. It's the same album.
Boom boom pow.
I like Pump It. I like Where's the Love is a great song.
Yeah, that's a great song too.
But I mean, I got a feeling. Let's get it started. They're just. I'm not saying they're good. They're just like I enjoy them.
Yeah,
I would say they're musically great music, but
though their Super Bowl halftime performance has gone down in history as one of the worst.
oh gosh, I got a memory the other day, Tim, and the memory was just on this day, however many years ago, Fergie sang the national anthem.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh
And do you know
God.
the bet that was doing the rounds at work, and I remember that. And she's
Yes.
singing it, and it's terrible. And they pan to one of those football players.
Stephen Curry,
Yeah, and the
basketball
look he
player.
gives is fabulous. It's
He's
absolutely
just like
fabulous.
he's like trying so hard not to laugh, and he's just smirking. It's Stephen Curry, the basketball player. And he just like, and then at one point they pan in the audience to Tyler Perry. Did you ever see that?
No,
And
I know. So it's basketball, not football. But yeah, the guy that they pan to, his face is a picture. It really is.
He's Tyler Perry is just like deadpan, just like don't react, don't react, don't react. The camera's on me, don't react. You can just tell that's exactly what he's thinking at the time. I have said this, and I will say it over and over and over again. There are times in life you can take creative liberties when you're performing music, as one should. When you are singing the national anthem, that is not the time to take creative liberties and make it into a blues track. It just isn't. Am I wrong, Tim? Like, it's just not the time.
Absolutely no, you're not wrong.
And if you're gonna do a good job at like so Whitney Houston, of course, her national anthem is the best national anthem of all time. And then you've got the Destiny's Child did a version where they did really nice harmonies in
Okay.
it. And it did kind of give it a little bit more of a soul sound, but they didn't creatively try to add any, ad libs or different like variations in the notes and things of that nature. They just did like a nice harmony version. Their version's superb. I even liked when what was her name? Christina Aguilera did it a few years ago. She got a lot of hit because she sang the wrong lyric in it one time. But she said she just kind of skipped a verse in the moment because, it's everybody's staring at the Super Bowl. I think she knows what it was. I think she just, in the moment, she got nervous, skipped a verse. But her version was actually really good, too. She sounded good. So, I mean, I give her a pass for skipping one lyric. Whatever. I feel like everybody gets so bent out. I can't believe she missed. But you know what I mean? If the pressure's on you, everybody's staring at you. It's a Super Bowl. Maybe she didn't practice as much as she should have, or maybe she just got nervous.
There we are. Well, I can tell you, I once sang Love Shack at a blues festival in front of several thousand people, and I missed an entire verse. Well, I tell you what, Joe, we've probably got time for, let's say, two more.
All right, give me a number, Tim.
Number nine.
Number 9. Let's see. Oh, that's not surprising. Up Around the Bend, CCR.
No.
I was like, I should have predicted that. There would have to be at least one CCR song on my Spotify Wrapped. I feel like it's legally obligated at this point.
Yeah. Does Fortunate Son appear anywhere on there?
No, I've kind of gotten burnt out of it, though I do tend to listen to the Cosmos Factory album. So like Traveling Band and Up Through the Jungle, Up Around the Bend, Who'll Stop the Rain. I don't care for their version of I Heard It Through the Grapevine. It's all right, but
It goes
there are
on a
better
bit,
versions.
doesn't it?
There are better versions. Actually, I don't ever want to hear it through the grapevine again. I'm kind of burnt on that song. Like, do you know what I mean? Because there's like, what, 27 versions of it? The only version that matters is the California Raisins version.
Oh, but yeah, I
Superior.
mean, we're getting into a time where Hannah and I are going to be watching a lot of Christmas programming, so the California Raisins will be a part of that.
I always have a very distinct memory of the California Raisins that's strange, but for some reason as a kid, there was at least in the early 90s in America, I don't know if this is a universal thing, everybody who puts those visors up on the front of their car in the summer, they were really popular in the 90s. Now nobody does it anymore. There were a lot of people who had the California Raisins on them.
Yeah,
And I distinctly remember that.
They were a cultural phenomenon for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know what we say. That there's probably somebody out there going, California Raisins? What are they talking about? Just give it a go, guys. They're singing raisins. It's not that. Don't get too far into it. But no, but and just remember like going to like different events, think like you're going to like a water park or something where there's like you have to walk through the parking lot and you see like thousands of cars as you're trying to get into this venue. And I distinctly remember there was a subset of people in the early 90s who their sun visors in their cars that you put up, you know what I mean? You stick at the window, had the California raisins on them.
There you go.
Probably worth money now if you still have it. Very niche thing, but anyway. All right, give me one more song, Tim.
All right, let's end on the Sammy Hagar favorite 55.
Oh, I'm the only one, Melissa Etheridge.
Oh, okay. As I said, I like Melissa Etheridge, but I don't feel she ever achieved the same level of success as Sheryl Crow did. I mean, they're different artists, absolutely, but they're in a very similar kind of vein.
She is, and I think that she's underrated. I agree with Tim on that. I mean, "Come to My Window" is probably her number one track. I would think that most people would know.
The biggest hit that she had was that.
I'm the only one is up there as well, but I'd say "Come to Your Window." But I will say I love Melissa Etheridge. I really like basically almost all that kind of sound that she has. I associate her, like you said, with those early kind of rockish sounding women, I guess. I think she was on our rock episode. She wrote a lot of music for other people too. And I think she's generally known as being a good guitarist, though I cannot confirm or deny that.
Yeah, I mean, she's fine. I mean, I think she was at the Harvester recently in Rocky Mount too. I mean, I would go and see her if I was free. Sure. I mean, she's a good artist. But as I said, she never seemed to have that same success that like someone like a Sheryl Crow did.
I agree with that. But she is somebody that comes up on my playlist periodically. I learned a lot of her music on the ukulele when I was first learning because the way her voice is kind of matches my register. So it's easy for me to sing her kind of music. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the ones that really pops up. And so and as someone who's ever tried to learn a song on any instrument, you know what you do. You listen to it 37,000 times in a row. So I'm sure that's part of the reason she's on this playlist.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, is there anything you'd like to leave the people with, Tim?
Just be kind to everyone that you meet.
And if you don't know what the California raisins are, go look them up.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
To remind me of another day to